Hello, good evening, Bond fans, and welcome. Happy New Year, one and all. It is 2020 now, so only about 3 months till No Time to Die, the new film which will be released. So, yay, can't wait for that. But we are here today to talk about From Russia with Love. Not just talk about it, but also watch it. We are doing an audio fan commentary on From Russia with Love, the second film of the Bond franchise, which is also the second film to star Sean Connery as 007. It's a bit of a favourite among the fandom, so this will be interesting. We did try and do this a couple of months ago, but unfortunately there were some issues that prevented us from continuing to do it. So we shall do it properly this time. I'm joined by Jack, and as usual, the commentary we're doing is not for financial purpose. We are just fans commentating. If you want to follow along, you can put your DVD or Blu-ray in and your timestamp to 0, and then press play when we press play. And yeah, Jack, is there anything else you want to say?
No, not really. Just looking forward to doing this.
Right. Okay, well then let's get the show on the road. So let's do this thing. Do you want to do the countdown, or shall I?
You go first.
All right then. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, Leo, the lion.
He's always roaring, isn't he?
Cheers,
I
Bob.
really like this gun barrel much better than the first gun barrel.
Yeah, I think it's good though that they did actually change it to Sean Connery when the Thunderbolt came out. I mean, the jump is kind of silly, really. When you look at it,
Kind of obvious. It's more obvious that it's Bob Simmons on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Than
on the DVD. Speaking of the Blu-ray, the quality is sublime. I mean, wow, it does look as though it was shot not in the 60s, but a bit later than that.
Yeah. Yesterday. Well, that's great what Blu-ray can do. But this is a really tense open sequence with Red Grant going after Bond, or what we think is Bond. Robert Shaw, great actor. He's also in Jaws and a few other films.
I mean, this was the start of the whole Bond dies in the opening scene trend. Although obviously he doesn't really die. He never would really die. But yeah, and it happens quite a lot in the Connery era. In the opening scene, they almost presume that he gets killed. Like that, they tease it in Thunderball as well, and I think they tease it in You Only Live Twice. Although that one is not quite as good. But this is where it works really well. This film and Skyfall are where it really works.
Agreed. Yeah, it's a really tense opening and it's done really well.
I mean, Red Grant is one of the best henchmen of the series. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it kind of set the trend for henchmen in the Bond series being blonde. Like you got Necros, Stamper in Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah. Stamper, yeah, he was a bit of a Red Grant ripoff, I think.
Yeah.
And I think also he set a precedent for like henchmen who don't say a lot. I mean, I don't recall him having many lines in this film.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, What a scene! I mean, it's not a very long scene, but it gets the audience hooked.
I recommend we don't have the volume too loud for this in case we get copyright struck.
Yeah. Why not?
I'll turn my volume down.
From Russia, we love. This title sequence
I'm
is
not-
just. I don't know. It's one of my least favorites. I see what they're trying to do with the neon effects and lights, but you just can't. You can't read the titles, and it's just belly dances.
Yeah.
Like there's not much. Like in the sequence itself is very bland.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just you could hardly see the credits. I mean, I think they did it better in Goldfinger where they had the footage from the film.
Yeah, I just think it's a failed idea. I mean, it's only the second title sequence, so there's going to be loads more to come. But yeah, it's not.
It's interesting that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. I'm done.
No, I was going to say it's interesting that they play an instrumental version of the theme in the title sequence, not the vocal version by Matt Monro. That's only played at the end, which is odd because usually it's, they usually play the vocal performance of a song in the opening credits, and at the end you'll have an instrumental version of the song or a different song.
Yeah, I guess because the Bond formula didn't really become the Bond formula until Goldfinger. But I guess with the first two films, they were just trying to get used to things and trying to experiment. I mean, the fact that there's a bit of the Bond theme here as well is quite nice. But I mean, it's weird because this is the first Bond film that had the opening, like the pre-title sequence, and then that became a massive tradition. So various elements would slowly come into play. Dr. No would never have started with everything in place. So I guess we can forgive it for not having an opening scene before the credits. Yeah.
Out of the three that Terrance Young directed, Dr. No, For Much of Love, and Thunderball, I have to say this is probably my favorite out of the three, and my least favorite being Thunderball.
Yeah, Thunderball. He shouldn't have done Thunderball. Or he should have done better with it. I think Thunderball would have benefited from a delay. I think it was rushed out, and
or they just got Guy Hamilton back to direct it, because to me, Guy Hamilton is better when it comes to the pace of a Bond film than Terrance Young. Sometimes watching the early Connery Bond films, it can be slow at points. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but in Thunderball, it really is a bad thing. But, yeah.
I mean, Goldfinger's actually paced very well. It's extremely well paced. This one's pretty good. But I mean, Dr. No and For Much of Love definitely have their slow moments.
I like that they're playing chess here. This is a cool scene.
Whereabouts are they? Are they in St. Petersburg or something?
Yeah, I think they might be, yeah.
I've not seen this film for quite a while, actually.
Yeah. I'm actually quite good at chess, but
I'll have to challenge you on that.
I was going to say, that's a nice cool shot there where you see the message on the glass. Imagine if this was Harry Potter chess and it's like knight to king 4.
God. Yeah, checkmate. But was it this film that introduced Spectre, or was it the previous film? I can never remember.
This film, I think Dr. No references Spectre in Dr. No, but I think we don't see Spectre until this film.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're correct. Yeah.
I mean, No's a member of Spectre, but you don't see Spectre until this film.
Oh yeah, because he tells Bond that he works for Spectre. And he's like, "Oh, world domination, shame all dream." But
funnily enough, the reason why they made this one after Doctor Knows because JFK said this was one of his favorite books. So they decided, why not make this into a film?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they, given how the series would be successful, they were always going to make all of them. But I guess they were just seeing how it was going to go. Oh, Blofeld.
Blofeld.
Although he doesn't actually get referenced as Blofeld in this one, just number one.
Yeah, it's interesting you don't see his full appearance until You Only Live Twice. So this film and Thunderball are the films where you see like his cat and his arms, but that's it.
People say that like the Daniel Craig era is the first time where there's some continuity. Actually, maybe the Connery era. Maybe they had originally intended it to be like a long-running sort of story with Spectre, because Spectre are built up. I mean, they're not necessarily involved in Goldfinger, but in terms of Connery's other films, up to You Only Live Twice, there's certainly they certainly feature in each of them. So perhaps they were building up to Blofeld's reveal in You Only Live Twice intentionally. I mean, I don't know if they did, but that's how I see it. And then Goldfinger and Diamonds Are Forever is just like solid standalone adventures. But yeah, I don't recall Spectre being involved in Goldfinger. But, yeah.
What's interesting is You Only Live Twice. He's already met Bond, but on Her Majesty's Secret Service with Lazenby. Blofeld hasn't met Bond before, which is actually a continuity error because they followed the book so closely. In the book, Blofeld hadn't met Bond before, so it was a continuity error.
Yeah, well, I guess it was also because the fact that they changed Bond, they changed Connery to Lazenby. So I guess they were treating it as like a reboot, but I don't know. Because there are
you say that, but there is references to the previous Bond films in the title sequence and the scene where he opens up the drawer and he has his watch from like Dr. No and all that stuff, and the dagger from Honey Rider's dagger. So
yeah, that's true. So I guess it is kind of contradictory in that sense. Like it's almost trying to ignore what's happened before, but also kind of not. It's a bit strange, but I like the fact that this film kind of gives us an idea of what this organization are like. It kind of sets up how Spectre were running at that time, and yeah, no, I think it's really intriguing. But obviously, Blofeld is not really a huge presence in the film.
Yeah, I think out of the Connery films is probably my second favorite after Goldfinger.
I might agree with you, actually. I mean, it depends. I've not seen this film for a while.
I think when I was younger, I didn't appreciate this as much because I found the pacing quite slow. But rewatching it like last few years, I've grown a lot more appreciative of it. But he's gonna like her for two reasons.
I like Rosa Klebb as well. She's a good villain in this film, and I think, I know we've talked about returning villains and not having them return, but given that Spectre are now back in the series, I think there's every opportunity for like people like Irma Bunt and Rosa Klebb to come back, especially what with the Me Too movement and the whole females getting more focus. Why not bring Rosa Klebb back, and why not bring these characters back? I mean, I think that would be a good opportunity, and it's good fan service for the Bond series.
Yeah. My only thing is, though, I don't really want them to redo Bond villains that we've had in the past. I kind of like the idea of having a new Bond villain each film. That's why I don't believe. That's why I don't believe these rumors that Rami Malek's character Safin is going to be Dr. No. I mean, he could end up being Dr. No, but I don't want him to be.
No, I mean, either way, he's going to be fantastic, but it would be better for him to be an original character.
Yeah, I just rather him stay Safin.
Yeah. But I think certain characters would be nice to see back, like those two females. I wouldn't mind seeing them back. And obviously Blofeld is kind of the most recurring villain of the series. But yeah, other than them, yeah, all original villains, please.
Yeah.
As long as we don't have Gustav Graves back, we're fine.
Yeah,
oh, sorry, should I say Colonel Moon? Oh, God. Fucking Reconstruction plot.
Yeah, keep the invisible cars out of the Bond series, and that'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, he works out.
The way she like hits him in the stomach with a knuckle duster, I mean, that would wreck in real life. I mean, I would probably throw up.
Yeah, clearly they've got like a fake one.
Yeah.
Istanbul in 24 hours.
It's funny about Rosa Klebb, like she turns out to be a lesbian.
Yeah, which is interesting for a film of the 60s.
Yeah, it is interesting, actually. You'd think that
they wouldn't get away with it.
Well, you don't think they would go in that direction, but they do.
I mean, I quite like the Bond girl Tatiana. So I think she's quite a good character. I mean, she's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but she's certainly engaging. I mean, she's got a bit of a dilemma on her hands.
Maybe they should call her Titiana. I'd actually like to go to Russia.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, Istanbul. Not Istanbul. What's it about? Yeah, Russia. Moscow. Yeah, Moscow should be good.
Yeah, very cold winters, but yeah, I think this is shot quite well. I think Terrance Young's direction here, to me, it feels more like professional. Like he kind of knows what he's doing more in this film than Dr. No.
I think Dr. No was always meant to be like a basic film to kind of ease people into, the world of James Bond and what he does and who he is, and having Dr. No, it wasn't meant to be anything grand or epic, but it was a bit of fun, I think, and that was good. Although Dr. No himself wasn't in it very much, but I like this scene though. How she's almost, in a way, Rosa Klebb's almost checking her out, really, in a weird way.
Pretty. I mean, nowadays she'd be locked up in the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
Bit of sexual harassment.
You will be shot.
Fine-looking girl.
She's keeping her eyes on her perfectly formed arse.
She likes big butts. She cannot lie.
Sensible answer. This then, for instance.
I mean, if you had to seduce Bond, I mean, why not send a sexy Russian girl?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind being seduced by her.
Its purpose is to give false information to the enemy.
Oh, a bit creepy the way she touched her knee like that.
Yeah.
He will do anything he says.
I mean, the thing is, she's not.
I will obey your orders. Good. Now these are your instructions. You report to me here. Yes. But the consulate security man must not know that I'm in Istanbul. This is classified.
Istanbul.
If you do, you will be shot.
You will be shot.
She likes smacking that cane a lot.
Yeah, she reminds me of what do you call it? I don't know if you know the story of Matilda, but Miss Trunchbull, the head teacher, who always walks around with a whip and locks the kids in this room called the Chokey. She reminds me of that.
What did you say? I said
Oh,
It's weird that they're playing the song of the actual movie in the movie. It's
yeah.
like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah. Why is Sean Connery such a hairy man?
He likes his gorilla hair.
Souvenir from another jealous woman.
Yes, but I haven't turned my back on one since.
She's the
It's
only.
funny that Sylvie. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying she's well until recently, she was the only returning Bond girl, I think. Until Leia Seydoux obviously is back for No Time to Die. But even though it's only a cameo, I guess it's nice to see Sylvia Trench come back. One bit of continuity.
James Bond here.
Yeah, sadly, Eunice Grayson passed away, I think, last year or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I've just been reviewing
And I think this is actually Desmond Llewellyn's first appearance in the series.
Still on my way.
It is, yeah.
Not on his way.
Getting some other things.
Do
To be
what?
honest, I would quit MI6 to be with her.
Yeah.
You 6 months.
I'd clean her trencher out any day.
I'll be down there now.
Hey, you're okay, sir.
Connery does like to smack the women.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a bit of that in the Sean Connery era. I think if people who grow up in this generation watch that back, and they'll, you know, they won't appreciate that was the time. They'll think, oh my god, how are they doing this and this? But you know, you have to understand, times have moved on, and it's important to show how things were back then. You know, so
Yeah.
the Bond series is a good example of how, you know, things have evolved over time. I mean, almost 60 years, and the world has changed so much.
In my opinion, though, Bond shouldn't change as a character. He should always stay a sexist pig. I mean, that's the character that Fleming wrote.
Exactly, and even Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who said that, who's writing the new film, she said, "Well, we'll change the women, but we won't change Bond. You know, there's no point. I mean, again, it's not what Fleming would have wanted. You have to respect the author's creation, no matter what you think of him."
The thing is about the Bond films is even though the times have changed and even though the enemies have changed for Bond, Bond himself fundamentally as a character has never changed. And the reason why is because it's a winning formula. Once you change that formula and try to update Bond, you know, or make him different or change his personality, then, you know, you're kind of breaking a golden rule of the series, you know.
Yeah.
You're sort of breaking that winning formula. But
I mean,
yeah.
Okay, one might say they might have watered him down a bit since the Sean Connery era, but still, fundamentally, yeah, his persona hasn't changed all that much.
It's funny because in the books, Bonds are racist, but in the films, you never really see him racist to anybody. I mean, I suppose that wouldn't have worked either in the 60s.
No, I don't think so. I think Sean Connery is better in this film. He's slowly finding his mojo, but I do think Goldfinger is his best performance.
Yeah. It's funny in this film, they say MI6. In the first one, it was MI7 for some odd reason.
Yeah. Bit of a continuity error.
I thought Johnny English was only in MI7.
Yeah. How old is
The
Desmond?
Squid Seal. Sorry?
How old is Desmond in this film?
Must have been his, I don't know, 40s, 50s.
Yeah. I would have thought so, because he's got grey hair. So.
Yeah. Must be his early 50s or something. It's a really cool. I mean, I love Q, and it's a really cool like briefcase with all the gadgets he's got in it.
Yeah, and obviously this would kind of be the template for the next film, Goldfinger, because then that film would introduce the whole Q branch thing, which I think was a great idea. And I'm glad that tradition has carried on, and I think actually the new films are honouring Desmond quite well with Ben Whishaw's portrayal of the part, and Daniel Craig and Ben Whishaw have quite a lot of chemistry. But I think it was nice that Connery and Desmond sort of established this quite well for the series, and it ran even after Desmond passed away, sadly. And Desmond obviously did 19. Well, he did. I think he did 17 films.
Yeah. He wasn't in Live and Let Die, and of course he was in Doctor No.
But that's amazing that he committed to that many films, even though most of his screen time was just one scene. Yeah. I guess they were always going to have The World Is Not Enough be his last film, having brought John Cleese in to kind of be his replacement. But
unfortunately, John Cleese could never replace him. I don't know why they picked John Cleese. Basil Fawlty, he's a comedian. He's a great comedian. It's just, I don't know why they cast him as R and then he became Q.
Yeah. I guess because they feel, he's quite funny. Let's give him the part. I don't know.
God.
Yes.
I have to say, Lois Maxwell was quite sexy in the early days.
Yeah. Doom diddle doom 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 diddle. I think this scene
slightly older than Connery. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Is this the scene where he gets to the hotel and they're still playing the Bond theme?
Yeah.
It's a little unnecessary.
Yeah, it was the early days of the Bond series. I suppose they didn't, when they were editing the music, they didn't know at what points to play it.
It just seems like a really obvious mistake from Peter Hunt. For this bit, it's fine. It's just a bit when he's in the hotel and he's examining the room. It just seems a bit unnecessary, to be honest. Not that it's bad, but you go, okay, well, I don't need to hear the Bond theme when he's doing this, but all right.
The guy with the mustache reminds me of a Kai from Boardwalk Empire.
I thought it was Peter Sellers for a minute there.
You forgot your... I will show you to your room, Mr. Bond.
Your room, Mr. Bond.
Bond and Connor Clouseau.
Oh god, that would be funny. Bond versus Kato. which in a way, the fight in Moonraker with Bond and the henchman, that henchman reminds me of Kato.
Yeah. Actually, funnily enough, this film came out the same year as the first Pink Panther, 1963.
Oh yeah.
And the same year Doctor Who started.
Huh. Nice locations.
Yeah. Very nice locations. One thing that's nice about From Russia with Love as well is you can tell you have a bigger budget this time round. Like Doctor No, they had a moderate budget, but here you could tell they got a bigger budget because they're going all around the world, sort of in this.
I guess because the first film was more successful than they thought it would be. So obviously the studio were like, well, okay, we'll give you a little bit more and you can spend it wisely. And it's definitely well spent. The look of the film is much more lavish than the first one, than Doctor No, which is good.
Oh yeah, this actor, he's very good.
I forget what this character's name is, but yeah, he's like the ally in this film, isn't he?
Yeah. The guy who plays him's a good actor.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a picture of Churchill on his... There's Churchill smoking a cigar and a picture beside Connery.
There's a lot more of like Bond smoking in the Connery era. They kind of got rid of that after Lazenby. I think Lazenby smoked a little bit, but when we got to Roger Moore, they kind of ditched that really.
Yeah. Actually, you're right. Actually, the last time I think we saw Bond smoking was Die Another Day, where Brosnan's got the cigar and he's looking at a Jinx in the water.
Yeah, but there's definitely a lot less of it though. I mean, I think in the books it was always referred to as Bond had this issue like he'd smoke 20 a day or something. But I mean, obviously the Craig era doesn't do that. Dalton smokes, but they didn't completely ditch it. Sorry, but Dalton smoked once, I think, in License to Kill when he's at Sanchez's house. But Roger Moore, I don't remember Roger Moore ever smoking. Brosnan, there was a moment in Tomorrow Never Dies when he punches a guy who's smoking and he goes, "Filthy habit," which is a bit, contradictory.
Roger Moore did smoke in Live and Let Die. There was a scene where he had a cigar. I only saw Moore with a cigar. I never saw him with a cigarette.
Yeah.
I mean, this rule, in Live and Let Die, he orders bourbon on the rocks, not a vodka martini, because he wanted to sort of differentiate himself from Connery initially. But yeah.
Yeah. I guess it fits with Connery's Bond as well because he's a bit more rougher than the others.
Yeah.
Like at this point they could cut the music.
Yeah, it just keeps going on for some odd reason. It's like if I was Terrance Young, I'd have some serious words with Peter Hunt. Like, why is the Bond theme still playing here?
It just feels like a big editing mistake. It just sticks right out. Calvin Dyson mentioned it in his review as well, and I think I agree with him on this one. Like, why? It just seems a bit unnecessary.
I mean, it's not like anything's exciting. Nothing exciting is like happening in the scene.
Yeah, he's literally just examining the room, and also the volume keeps changing of the track. Like the track is like it's panning, like it's going down and then up and then down. It's just it's a bit sloppy.
Yeah, they really should have cut the Bond music like as soon as he got to the hotel.
But this whole bit could have been done either with different music or just no music at all. Just cut the whole thing out because.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he lifted up the phone and he's like, so that's what's causing the music.
Does the phone ringing?
Yeah.
One moment, sir. Did you hear that?
I think that's all there is. Unless you would like some bridal suite.
I'm sorry, sir. That's all we have available, except the bridal suite.
Well, let's have a look at it. I may like it.
I like that this one's more of like a spy thriller, like an espionage film.
Yeah. The first one was Dr. No was kind of just like a mystery, wasn't it? Like trying to go after the 3 blind mice.
Yeah.
3 blind mice in a row. That was a bit bizarre, that title sequence.
I think Connery gets a better performance here as well. Like, he was good in Dr. No, but I think with each film he gets better.
Until
except Thunderball. After that is
Thunderball is kind of like, he's okay. Like he just sort of gives a so-so performance, but then his last 2 films is not great.
Good work. Who can the Russians suspect than the British?
Yeah.
War in Istanbul will not remain cold very much longer.
They want to make it a hot war.
Oh.
She's got nice jugs. Name's Bond, James Bond. Fuck me, you dirty hoe.
You sexy Christmas whore.
I like Christmas hoes. Ho, ho, ho.
Wow. I mean, she's a very beautiful lady.
Oh, for two reasons.
Oh, I thought that was Bond for a minute there. I was thinking, oh my God.
Yeah, well, I mean, if that was Bond, he would be inside her like a flipping,
Oh,
like
yeah,
a bullet.
that's true.
Surprised Bond doesn't caught an STD by this time.
Yeah, that's true. The amount of women he's been with.
Yeah. Unless he always wears protection.
Dude, could be bloody good protection. He probably just puts a silencer on his dick. Oh dear.
This scene's done quite well.
There's a moment of tension. Connery looks pretty good for his age there.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was 32 when he did this, 33.
Yeah, because he did Diamonds when he was 41. Didn't he?
Yeah.
But he did look a bit. He looked a bit like he'd let himself go a bit, and he was a slightly older, had slightly greyer hair.
Yeah. He looked pretty out of shape in Diamonds for Forever.
But they were just desperate to have him back, really.
The Emperor Constantine built it as a reservoir.
Yeah, I mean, Connery will be 90 this year. My God.
Oh, good on him.
Roger Moore was still alive. He'd be 93.
Oh, wow. This is a bit more of a slow burn of this film.
Yeah. But it, at least it builds to something, unlike Thunderball, which builds to nothing.
Yeah, dying of the day.
Oh, God. The only thing that built up to was Gustav Graves.
Yeah, what a reveal that turned out to be.
No. I can't watch that film without falling asleep.
I can't watch that film without fucking throwing up. It's a masterpiece of absolute shit.
A present from your Navy. Our friends were turned out by the Public Works Ministry conducting a survey. The story was
Oh.
What a great 40th anniversary treat that was for the Bond fans.
Thank you, Lee Tamahori, for raping the Bond films. We really appreciate it.
Well, let's forget about that campy fuckfest. These scenes here.
Oh, yeah. Sneaky, sneaky. Respect the meeting.
Oh, shit. You got this tuned in at the wrong channel.
Fucking hell. The picture's dead.
Oh. Someone should do an edit. Like, there's that scene where, what's it? Chief Inspector Dreyfus is looking at the telescope and he sees Clouseau in his apartment. Someone could do an edit of this scene from Rush of Love with that.
Sean Connery.
This looks great in 1080p. Imagine what it would look like in 4K.
Oh my god, my eyes are going blurry. I don't see the point of 4K, to be honest. I mean, it looks good, but I have to just replace all I've got. I'm quite happy with Blu-ray. I think Blu-ray is good enough for me.
I agree. It's high definition, and not only that, but
Would you get me a pound of that?
they're trying to fade out physical media. It's all going to be on
Let's go and
Netflix, or eventually it'll all just become streaming.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I still like the process of actually buying a DVD and also going to the movie theater to see something, especially a Bond film.
Agreed. It would be shit if it was a Bond film and it was only on Netflix.
I see why you keep the road. My son's is driving. 2 dummies in the back.
Oh, I'm too sexy for my shorts. Too sexy for my shorts.
I use them like the Russians use the bull gas. I was afraid it created a blood tube.
Oh, fancy!
Oh, get him there. What's that?
This is this is the old gypsy camp, isn't it?
Yes.
This is
Gypsies.
one of the most famous scenes in this film.
I do.
The game of this is really good.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of the game. It's quite hard actually, but it's nice that Sean Connery is back, even though he sounds very old.
2 girls in love with the same man and threaten to kill each other. It must be settled the gypsy way. As I'm an old friend of the family, I think we'll be allowed to stay.
Where you go? Where you go?
We are bidden to table. I hope you're good at eating with your fingers.
Nice long house.
Right. Filthy stuff.
Where you go, then?
Just a little.
Oh, surely you like this scene, Jack. Judging by the silence, I'll take that as a yes. This was always a particular highlight for me. This this dancing sequence, which turns into a pretty huge battle sequence, actually, or a shootout. I don't know where Jack has gone. He seems to have disappeared. He's always got problems with his Wi-Fi, so who knows? I always wonder, like, belly dancers must have it quite hard. It must be quite hard for them to train and keep up the momentum and doing all that. Whoopsie! Oh no, Jack, you were just there. Come back in. Oh wow, it's been on 40 minutes already. The pacing is a lot quicker than I had remembered. Red Grant is a great henchman. He's definitely one of my favourites in the Bond franchise. I think the costumes of this film are good too, especially the woman who's the belly dancer. Jack, hello. Are you with us, dear? Hello?
Hello?
Thank you.
Hi, hey, Jack. You're back.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can just about hear you now, yeah.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi.
You missed the belly
fucked
dance.
off there. Yeah, I was watching. I quite enjoyed that belly dance scene.
One of the best scenes of the
Very
film
nice.
for you.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice visuals.
I think this film is a solid film. It's actually moved very quickly. It's been on for 43 minutes already.
It moves a lot better than I remembered when I was younger. Like when I reviewed the film back in 2014, the pacing felt much slower for me. But rewatching over the years, I've grown more of an appreciation for it, and the pacing's been a lot faster rewatching it. But yeah, I mean, I quite like this scene. I mean, it's quite a brutal scene because like they're basically told to fight to the death, so that the guy could choose a new husband in the gypsy camp.
Mm. Oh my god. It is a bit risky.
Huh. Well, this is both sexy and frightening.
Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening.
Which one are you betting on?
The white girl.
Racist? Joking as well.
Oh yeah, this is quite a good action sequence.
Yeah.
You know, this would have been a great level for the 007 Legends video game, but no.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
I love
dun,
that
dun,
music.
dun, dun, dun. And then we hear variations of it in the other Connery films. I think in Thunderball we next hear it as well.
I think the last time you hear it is Moonraker with Roger Moore.
Oh, at what point in Moonraker?
The bit, you know the bit. Do you know the bit where he's going? You know where Jaws is chasing him in the boat?
Oh, that, yes. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I never understood why License to Kill was John Barry's last Bond score, because I mean he didn't die till like 2011. Like it'd have been much better.
Oh no, it was The Living Daylights, pal. License to Kill was Michael Carmen.
Oh yeah, The Living Daylights. But I don't know. I don't understand why that was his last score, because he'd have been much better than Eric Serra or whatever in Goldeneye.
Yeah, I guess it was probably because maybe he was getting older, maybe he was getting tired of composing the same sort of music for Bond. I guess he wanted to try new things. Maybe he just had enough, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear someone else's interpretation of Bond music, but I think most of the music for Bond has been very good, with the exception of Eric Serra's score for GoldenEye. But yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, my favourite action sequence in this film is definitely the train fight between Red Grant and Bond.
Yeah. What I love about this action scene is it's no CGI. This is all done practically, you know. That's what I appreciate about the Bond films.
They didn't have a choice back in the 60s. No sign of any computers.
Yeah. Well, computers were in their early days back then.
Mm.
Imagine if it was George Lucas. He released like a special edition.
Yeah. You get fucking Star Destroyer flying in and blowing up the gypsy camp. Yeah.
He would have Bond say, "No. No!"
Oh, God. Yeah. Size matters not.
Connery before he went mad in Bond life.
Oh, God. The story is a little bit tricky to follow, though, I must say. This is definitely a more intricate story than Dr. No.
Yeah, well, I think the main plot of this one is Bond's after this thing called the Lecter device, which it's like a Russian encoding machine that he needs to.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I mean, it's a plot that For Your Eyes Only ripped off of like the Lecter device, the ATAC.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks like a pretty nice gypsy camp. I mean, the women certainly. I mean, I'd be staying there for a few weekends.
I think John Barry peaked with the score for I think Goldfinger, and then in the late '60s, early '70s, when he sort of really peaked with his soundtracks. But after that, it did sort of become, I mean, it was always good, but I think he'd sort of didn't have as many ideas. But I'm glad that his last score, The Living Daylights, was one of his best, actually.
And so was A View to a Kill.
Yes, very true. And unlike Thunderball, this one ain't boring.
I'd rather be in a coma than watch Thunderball again. Sorry, Alan.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think Thunderball might send you into a coma.
Yeah.
There's more stakes with this story anyway. Thunderball was just such a nothing plot as well.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hijack 2 nuclear missiles. What do you do?
In a way, Lewis Gilbert kind of stole that for The Spy Who Loved Me and Moonraker. Or we're gonna hijack a submarine. We're gonna hijack the space shuttle. Yeah, you can see a pattern developing there.
I think the problem with Thunderball is just it's too long. It's funny because all the Bond films up until Thunderball, they're all about an hour and 45 minutes. Thunderball's like 2 hours and like 5 minutes. It should have just been an hour and 45 minutes, like the other 3 before it.
Yeah, or if it was going to be that long, pace it better.
The theatrical cut of Thunderball feels like an extended cut.
Yeah, I think the problem is also with Thunderbolts that the action scenes are really slow because there's all underwater fighting. I mean, it's a neat idea. I can see why they wanted to do it, but most of the action is underwater. That makes the film even more dull.
I want to slash the action.
Huh. You took the words right out of my mouth. They could have used that line here.
You took the words. Yeah.
You took the word right out of my mouth. Oh!
He died with a smile on his face.
See, the Bond theme here, that works. I don't mind them using it there after that moment because, Bond has just essentially had a victory. So. But now they've cut the music, so that's perfect. It's the earlier scene. They just, for some stupid reason, they just let it play and it just did not work. But I think this is the scene
quite
where...
like the line by Connery. Sorry, go ahead.
No. What was the line?
She should have kept her mouth shut.
Yeah. Yeah, it was either that one or you took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, actually, no. He says that in this thing with Tanya. I think her name's Tatiana, but I think they call her Tanya. I don't know.
Either that, or they could have played that song from Joker, "Smile Like Your Heart Is Aching," with the billboard.
There's a lot of opportunities for one-liners in that moment.
Oh.
Jesus, Connery, shave your chest for God's sake.
I don't know what wax is.
They call him Donkey, but he is ape.
I shave my chest hair for no man, for no man. Not even my mother.
He's the hairiest Scotsman I've ever seen.
Him and Brosnan really are kings of the gorilla hair.
Anyone would think they'd be related.
Ooh. See a bit of bum there. Oh, someone left me
Funny.
something in my bed.
I think she's actually set up a hidden camera in this room. So it's almost like she's filming a sex tape.
Can you imagine that was the plot of the film? Bond has to stop this sex tape from being spread around the world.
That would be quite a good plot, actually, for one of our sketches. You know, that could actually be the sort of stimulus idea for our sketch, the No Time to Pie sketch. Not No Time to Pie, sorry, No Time for Pie sketch. There could be a sex tape of, you know,
Bond and
Craig,
Vesper.
Craig and Vesper that Connery wants to get out. I mean, we could discuss this like another time, but that'd be a cool idea.
You can make it even funnier, like it's a sex tape between Bond and Connery. Like Craig doesn't want getting out.
Connery's just like, with his entire family. It's just fucking incestuous. We all have our secrets. Just haven't eaten yours yet.
Bond is such a slut. Man
Yes.
whore.
Now what are you looking for?
I know all about you from your file.
I hope you.
I wonder if that scar ever comes up
No.
in a
Yeah,
later
it's-
Connery film.
I've never seen it in the later ones. This is certainly a very
Reference
steamy.
it again. Yeah. Even for nowadays, it's pretty sexy. I mean, if this was Game of Thrones, you'd be seeing the tits out.
Yeah.
Imagine Red Grant having a wank over that. Oh yes, Rosa Clem, yes.
Yeah. From Russia with cum. From Russia with love. Hmm. Wow. I mean, the scope of this one is a lot bigger than the first one. I mean, that being said, actually, Dr. No's lair in the first film wasn't exactly small. They did have a certain spectacle in Dr. No, but it was a intimate spectacle. This one definitely is a lot bigger.
His glasses remind me of the glasses Felix wore in Dr. No.
Yeah. And I think that moment where you know, Inspector, when Craig goes to the funeral of Sciarra, he's wearing sunglasses. I think that might be a tip of the hat to From Russia with Love.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think Connery said it's his favorite Bond film that he did, From Russia with Love. I can understand why.
It seems to be a lot of people's favorite, or they regard it quite highly. But I would definitely rank it a lot higher now. Like I can't believe I put it sort of somewhere in the middle. I'd probably put it a lot higher.
Yeah, same. Probably be my top 10.
For me, this is
My
probably.
uncle's favorite Bond.
Oh, really? Is it? Oh, that's good.
It's my uncle's favorite Bond film. I think it's my granny's favorite Bond film as well.
This is probably my second favorite Connery Bond film, then followed by
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Then You Only Live Twice.
For
Then
me,
Diamond. Then Thunderball.
Yeah. Oh, trying to steal my watch, you stupid bitch.
Fuck you sleazy piece of shit.
Who's this blonde bastard? You're stealing my thunder, stealing my screen time.
Thunderball, your fiery breath.
Yeah, Connery always wears that sort of same suit, like a Dr. No and Goldfinger as well. The sort of grey suit with the...
Yeah, even in Diamonds Are Forever, he wears grey, I think, and then he wears the black tuxedo when he goes to Las Vegas. But after that, but when he's in that, yeah, other than that, not much. Yeah, just the grey suit. At least with Roger Moore and Daniel Craig, they change up the outfits every so often. Craig also dresses quite casually in certain scenes.
I mean, Lazenby probably has the least amount of wardrobe changes because they only had one film.
Yeah, well, exactly. And Timothy Dalton actually was, he wore the tux something once or twice. But in The Living Daylights, he didn't always wear a suit.
It's funny, Sean Connery and Roger Moore are the only ones to wear the white tux, along with Daniel Craig. Brosnan didn't wear it. Lazenby didn't wear it.
For some reason, I don't think it would have suited Brosnan.
Are you sure that's all you want?
Yeah, and Dalton didn't wear it either.
No. I mean, when Dalton's hair was slicked back in License to Kill, that was a bit bizarre.
His hair looks shit in License to Kill. Yeah, it's funny that Connery's Bond's the only Bond I think to wear a hat. I think this is where she brings in the Lecter device.
Yeah.
Connery's really... He's just really laid back, which is good in this film.
Lovely view.
James, we have him now. Is a legend who puts my meeting here.
I think the ally's name is Ali.
Yeah. It's interesting. Ian Fleming said he liked the way Connery walked as Bond. He said he walked like a panther or something like that.
Another one. Another bag.
Hmm.
I think this is the last Bond film that Fleming saw before he died.
Really?
Business first.
So he only got to see the two of them, but yeah, I think originally he was a little disappointed that they cast Sean Connery because he was Scottish. So then he had to rewrite some of the origins of Bond just because of Sean Connery.
Quietly, but clearly.
Yeah, no, I read that. Originally he thought Connery's the wrong choice because he was, a rough Scotsman, and he'd written Bond as sort of like an English gentleman. But apparently after he saw Dr. No or For Much of Love or whatever it was, he changed his mind on Connery and he really liked him in the role, so that's why he rewrote some of the origins of Bond and his Scottish parents.
Yeah. It's weird. We watched this film for just over an hour. The pacing it's moved along. It has moved along.
Well, it better move along. It's interesting that he's recording her and sending it to MI6.
I think I quite like this moment. Like, there's a moment when he's about to go into something that him and oh, there was a time when me and M did this, and then he just turns the tape off and he's like, right, that's enough for today. It's quite amusing.
Yeah.
Am I as exciting as all those Western girls?
Oh, once when I was with Anne in Tokyo, we had an interesting experience. Honey, that's all.
Yes.
Miss Moneypenny.
Later, Peter.
I'd love them to do a
Bernard
moment
Lee.
like that with Ray Fiennes. I think that would be funny if they did that with him. Not necessarily in No Time to Die, but maybe in a future Bond film.
My favorite moment is Bond. What the hell do you think you're doing? I think he's attempting re-entry, sir.
What are you doing? Keeping the British hand up, sir. So many good Bond and M moments. I think the best line I've ever heard from an M is, "Now we know what C stands for."
Yeah.
Inspector.
I think Bernard Lee's played M the most. He played him until Moonraker, and then sadly passed away.
Yeah. So yeah, because across over 20 years, then.
Well, about 16 years, yeah.
Oh yeah, about 16 years then.
Please. Your clock, is it correct?
Yeah, because for Your Eyes Only, they didn't have an M. They just said, "Oh, M's on leave," which was actually very nice that they did that. They respected that he died, so they didn't want to recast him just yet. So they had the minister basically in charge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Something for Your Eyes Only. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, so I think For Your Eyes Only is still a very troubled Bond film.
I can't for the life of me see why people say For Your Eyes Only is the best Roger Moore film. Sorry, but for me, quite clearly the weakest.
Dun, 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 dun. This film is a lot better than I remember it to be.
Yeah. I think it's a great Bond film.
I have to re-review this film and actually give it a higher rating.
A higher rating, yeah.
This might even be a 10 out
the
of 10.
same rating.
Yeah. Well, initially, I think when I reviewed
Yeah,
it, I gave it like 8, I think.
I think we both gave it a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually think this could potentially be a 10 out of 10 Bond film. Definitely a 9.
I think it is. I think it's a 9 or a 10, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Huh. Oh, rats. I always laugh at this now because of Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. They say, oh, because Sean Connery plays Indy's dad, and he says, oh, he hates rats. He's scared to death of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic.
Oh, Junior! Junior!
Junior? Oh, we never used that in this.
I thought I'd lost you.
It is you, Junior.
Boy.
I think actually some of the this film has some of the best villains, like Rosa Klebb, Red Grant, even Blofeld himself, who only appears in a couple of moments, but
yeah, I agree.
Even though the action scenes are brief, they're still very good.
Yeah. Shit, we're gonna miss our train. Move your arches, slug.
I mean, wow, look at that quality. The Blu-ray quality is so good.
Glad I upgraded to Blue Guy.
Oh, yeah. You've got the set with Spectre in it, haven't you?
Yeah. I wish I had the Bond 50 set. I think it's a nice set.
Yeah, I'm sure you could get it a bit cheaper, but I mean, you've got the films now anyway, so I guess there's not much point. But everything on the train is great. And many Bond films would actually take inspiration from this with train sequences.
I'm half expecting Poirot to arrive with Murder on the Orient Express.
El Kill Plow. Imagine if the plot, they just disbanded this plot about the lectern and just completely, like someone stole it on the train, and then Poirot comes on and tries to work out who stole it, and points the finger at Bond.
He's wondering who murdered Red Grant on the train.
You can definitely tell that Sam Mendes and Daniel Craig are fans of this film because they heavily look at the architecture of the corridor. Like it's the same as what it is in Spectre. So they clearly love this film, and it's, even in Skyfall as well. The opening sequence on the train is very reminiscent of this. So yeah, this film was
It's really
definitely
interesting. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm finished.
No, I was going to say, it's interesting that Bernard Lee played M for 17 years, and so did Judi Dench. She played M for 17 years, but Bernard Lee did 11 films, and Judi Dench did about 5.
7.
Or 7, yeah, 7.
Yeah, because all 4 Brosnan movies and then the first 3 Craig films. Well, I guess you could count Spectre as well, although that's only a cameo. But
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, James,
like
fuck my Russian pussy.
the instrumental theme of the From Russia with Love.
I fly to you, much wiser since my goodbye to you. Oh, she is a sexy Russian babe. Yo, are you working for Spectre? You're sexy Russian.
You fucking sexy Russian whore!
I should rename you Titian.
I mean, Honey Rider was an interesting manga, and her story was good. But I still like Tatiana. She's good. I wouldn't rank her among the best Bond girls, though, but she's good.
She's a sexy Russian whore.
But this film clearly did very well because I think the Goldfinger was incredibly hyped at the time it was coming out, and that it exceeded everybody's expectations.
Well, I think this film and Doctor No really, and then of course Goldfinger really set off the sort of James Bond mania in the 60s.
Yeah, I just found out that this film, From Russia with Love, actually was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Song. Which is surprising. I never knew that. And it won a BAFTA for Best British Cinematography. Ted Moore. Pretty good for him.
Time for a quick fuck before I go.
But I think Goldfinger must have been the first one to actually win an Oscar. Yeah, I think it was. Won Best Effects and Sound Effects.
Yeah. I don't think a Bond film will ever win Best Picture.
No, unless it does something really impressive.
I think Skyfall should have won Best Picture.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one. It should have won Best Cinematography, but hey ho, it won. The Bond series has won the Best Original Song twice in a row now, so if it does it again, it'll be a hat trick. So I'd like that, but it depends on the song.
Oh wait, did
nice
Writings on the Wall win Best Original Song?
Yeah, it did, but it didn't have a lot of competition.
I suppose there wasn't any other competition that year.
Yeah, But yeah, I would love No Time to Die to win Best Original Song or win some awards, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how good it is.
My dear Mrs. Somerset, we're supposed to be on the
She likes her cigarette as well.
Yeah.
She's definitely got a nice cleavage.
She's very, very beautiful.
I wonder if the actress is still alive.
Yeah. Well, if she is, she must be incredibly old.
Well, this film did come out 56 years ago.
Yeah. I do wonder, like, if any of the original actors have gone back and seen this film again and, like, on Blu-ray to look at it, how it's been restored, to look at themselves younger. That must be really weird for them.
Shit, I used to be fit back then.
Moisturize me.
Mrs. Somerset.
He starts dancing. Sean Connery starts dancing to Tainted Love. Bam, bam.
Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to deal with the pain that's driving the heart of me.
Oh shit! I know that actor.
Well, the guy working on the train.
Oh fuck! You know who he was? He was Klieg in the Cybermen.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What the train
conductor? Yeah, he was the.
Oh,
You
wow.
remember? I'm Klieg the All Powerful from Tomb of the Cybermen.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh no, Ali's dead.
It's a shame because he's a great character. Yeah, it's the same actor.
Oh.
He was good in Tomb of the Cybermen. Like, he thinks the Cybermen are going to help him out. He gets killed.
I fly to you.
Yeah, it's sad that he had to die. Oh. Here's this church.
There's a lot of tension in this film.
Yeah. Moving by pretty fast.
Much quicker than I remember. I feel bad now for actually rating this film a bit low.
Don't feel bad.
I think I need to like re-review the Bond movies. It's been like 5 years since I reviewed them, and I think some of my opinions have changed, and I appreciate a lot of them more now.
I don't know what you mean.
Connery was very rough with women.
Yeah.
But if you kill
Again, it was the 60s. And I think that in The Man with the Golden Gun, they tried to bring a flavour of that into Roger Moore, just so people would think he is actually quite a tough guy, and he's not just this gentleman. Like, he can be rough when he needs to be. Obviously, if they did it nowadays with Craig, then, you know, the films would get panned because everybody's so PC these days. But, yeah, people that watch these films back, I mean, yeah, this scene might be a bit uncomfortable because he might be sort of throwing the woman around a bit, but times have moved on. So.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me that much. I mean, they're getting her. He wants to know the truth.
Yeah, and it's the same in The Man with the Golden
Gun. He's not going to sit down. He's not going to sit down with a cup of tea and say, "Oh, can you tell me the truth?" You know?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean, it's not like he tied her a chair naked and whacked her fanny in.
Oh god, yeah, no, not like Daniel Craig is balls whacked in Casino Royale.
Imagine he did that to Tatiana. Like,
God, that would be uncomfortable
why
to
don't
watch.
he? Yeah. I wonder if Connery smokes in real life.
I think he might. He might have done. This is great. I like the build up to their fight that they have on the train. I mean, the only
I think
thing
Michael
about it.
Caine.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I said.
Go ahead.
I think their fight is good, although they're in a very enclosed space and there's not a lot of room. Like Inspector, Bond and Hinks fight on the train, but they have a lot, like they fight through the hallway and all of that. So it's a lot more bigger in scope. But I don't mind them fighting in the carriage, but it would have, I suppose there was, yeah, it would have been better than going in the hallway. But it's a great fight.
Yeah. I have to say, if Connery wasn't cast as Bond, I think Michael Caine would have been all right.
Yeah. I mean, not now.
No, back then, I mean, I think he would have been a good Bond if Connery was cast. I mean, he wouldn't need to put on the Cockney accent. He would just he could put on like a posh English accent, because he has put on sort of a posh English voice before in Zulu.
Yeah. Michael Caine doesn't strike me as the type of actor who would intentionally want to put on an accent unless he had to. It's funny, actually, you mentioned that. I saw this video where someone actually, I think I've shown it to you, where they edited a Casino Royale trailer with Michael Caine as James Bond. and it ends with this one line when he says, "Oh, you failed to maintain your weapons, son." Yeah, it just made me laugh.
I mean, funnily enough, Michael Caine was very good friends with Sean Connery, and he was very good friends with Roger Moore.
Mm. I mean, Roger just played the role as a sort of parody of the character.
It was quite harsh.
Yeah. Zagreb. I've actually not got very long to go with this film.
I hope they dedicate the next horror, even if it's just a small thing.
Yeah, I think they will. I think that would be good. They dedicated Toy Story 4 to Don Rickles, and I mean he passed away a couple of years before the film was released, I think.
Yeah. Huh.
But I'm going to say
more like Don Rickles.
I'm definitely going to watch the credits of No Time to Die, and keep watching for that moment where they honor Roger Moore.
Yeah. This is a great fight. This is one of my favorite Bond fights because it's really realistic and well done.
Yeah, Connery always had some brutal fight scenes.
Apparently, he loved doing the fight scenes.
Yeah, I mean he's a bodybuilder, so I suppose he's quite used to being thrown around and doing all of that.
I'd say another one of my favorite Connery fight scenes is the lift fight in Diamonds Are Forever.
That one's alright, but that one's a bit too contained. It was a bit hard really to film a fight in that sort of lift, but it wasn't bad.
It was done pretty well, I thought, but yeah.
I think his fight with Oddjob is actually one of the best as well.
Yeah.
And it's classic.
No offense, Connery, but the fight with Largo sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't Connery's fault. It was the direction, I think. The Disco Volante fight was very embarrassing.
He didn't even kill Largo. It was fucking Domino who killed Largo.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the reason why Largo's such a shit villain is because there's nothing to his character. All he has is an eye patch, and that's it.
Yar.
Yes. I'm trying to keep in check. So what's our problem, sir? I can't investigate this through the customs. The Yugoslavia has gone. Now stop so that. Put him to jump off. As he goes across.
I think Bond knows he's a spy.
Yeah. Well, I think he's found out from Tatiana because he sussed her out, and I think obviously she's told him about about Red Grant. I would imagine so anyway.
Hello, old chap. Good to meet you, Mr. Bond. I'm
could
an
call
English gentleman. Nothing odd about me.
Oh, you could call me Hilly. It's a bit cringy. Lazenby is dubbed, isn't he, as Sir Hilary Bray?
George fucking Laserbeam.
God, it's weird. It's weird to actually imagine Sean Connery in that film. To be honest.
Yeah. Although he would have worn it would have made more sense for him to wear the kilt than Lazenby.
Yeah, exactly, because he's Scottish. Lazenby looked ridiculous. It's just weird seeing in that film seeing him go around and fuck all these girls when he's falling in love with Tracy. You know? That all those scenes could be just removed. You don't need them.
You could have had Roger Moore in on Master Secret Service or Connery instead of Lazenby.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh shit!
Wake up!
Another bottle of Scottish ale, you fuck. Put the pills in the glass.
Oh dear.
Cheerio, old boy.
She's gonna drink that and
Bond's
then
drugs.
I can't remember what happens to
Probably-
Tatiana. She does she die? Or she just falls
No, she
unconscious?
doesn't die. Yeah, no, they don't kill her off. Thankfully.
Well, that's a relief.
You can't have the film end with like Bond fucking some pussy.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I love how stern Connery is in this scene. He's just suddenly his demeanor is suddenly like.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Kind of like how laid back Robert Shaw is, even when he's got a gun pointed at him.
Shame Robert Shaw passed away.
Yeah, great British actor. Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I got a tiny pistol. I think that they might have dyed Robert Shaw's hair for this.
Oh, this isn't really Bond, is it? Or is it? I thought it was the mask for a minute there.
So this whole entire time, Bond's been dead.
That should have told me something. And the right lines. On your knees.
Old man.
Of course.
Spectre. Yeah. For such a big organisation, they're not very secret, are they?
Not really, no. Well, they're pretty secret in the Craig era. They have the code of Quantum.
Yeah. Then we don't meet Blofeld until the movie Spectre.
Christoph Waltz sort of biography should be called The Author of All Your Pain.
Yeah. I've seen someone Photoshop an image of that.
Oh, yes. I'm much obliged. We were keeping you alive until you could get us correct. So you had me delivered on the way. It's brilliant. Go on, that's great.
Gonna kill him with a silencer?
She thinks she's doing an awful lot of rushing. She takes her orders. Rosa takes her orders.
Why do the Bond villains always have to explain their plans to Bond?
So the audience can understand it. Exposition tools, that's what they are.
Bond villains would be much smarter if they told Bond nothing.
Yeah, they would. But I guess they try and dumb it down for the audience.
If I was Grant, I would have shot him by now. Because, I mean, once Bond comes looking for you, you're pretty much a dead man.
Which lunatic asylum did they get you out of?
Lunatic asylum. This is so intense.
Oh. Robert Shaw's great.
It's just so like sly and smarmy, and I like that quality in him.
Oh, fuck me. Stop pointing that gun at my pet dick. Ooh. What I like about Red Grant is he's direct to the point.
Yes.
You can definitely see this guy's a killer.
And he means business.
Up there in my case.
Show me the Lexington device, Bond. No one gets hurt. Well, not yet, anyway.
Well, that's a good. Calm down. That's a good. Calm down. Any more in the other case? More in the other case? I should imagine so. It's a standard kit. I'll have a look. Put your hands back in your pockets.
Dear. Not often that Bond himself gets interrogated.
And,
This is good how he tricks him. You can't fool me. This is a great fight.
Bloody hell, this is tense. The way he just throws him against the wall.
Yeah.
This has got to be probably one of the best fights in a Bond movie ever.
Agreed.
Forget everything that Die Another Day gave you. If you're a new sort of Bond fan, you know, watch this. Because this was the golden days where the action scenes actually were awesome and you know, they meant something.
Well, what did Die Another Day give us? I don't think it gave us anything. It just took from us.
Yeah, and it told us it was the 40th anniversary of Bond several times.
It's really well choreographed, this fight, and it's brutal. You know, it's not silly or anything. You don't have stupid one-liners, Bond, you know, saying the right ground. It's just a full-on, you know, no holds barred fight.
Would you like to go and visit the delicatessen stainless steel?
Trying to go for his gun. Oh, his knife. Yes. Bloody hell, that was wreck. Strangles him.
Eventually got him.
Garroting wire.
Yeah. That took quite a while for him to actually do. Looks like that took a lot of effort out of him.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't just leave you about.
won't be needing this. Oh man, won't be needing this.
Lol. When someone came in and said, "Could you excuse my friend? He's just dead."
Yeah, that is actually quite a good line in Thunderball. One of the few moments that made me chuckle.
Imagine it was Lazenby in a train track. Whoa, guys, you gotta stop. You gotta break out the brandy. Oh, move your arse, you silly bitch. No, Christmas only comes around once a year, and I need you 365 days a year, because I couldn't stand Christmas without you, Tatiana. We should do it.
Whoopsie. If only Bond could whistle. In order to do that, he'd need to stop smoking. Oh, nice. Connery is such a tough guy as James Bond.
Don't run away. Come on. Come on, I'll leave you here. Sleep it off in there. You'll feel better in the morning. Come on, wake up.
Woo! See, for the most part, the editing's fine. It was just that one scene in the hotel where it was a bit of a problem. But now we're near the end, actually. The final helicopter confrontation, which is still quite good. This film may not be as action-packed as some of the Bond films, but it's still very good for what it is, and it's always yeah. It's proved to me a lot more now. Jackie, where be you? Oh.
Ryan, straddle the truck.
Jack! Yay, you're back! Jack? Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes. Well, watch out, Bond. Let me get hit by the helicopter.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't they just bring this helicopter back in For Your Eyes Only rather than the little Nelly? God.
You mean you only live twice?
Yeah, no. I'm saying, why don't they bring this helicopter into that film instead of having the little Nelly?
Oh God, Japanese Connery was.
It was a mistake,
good.
a big mistake.
I think I'm turning Japanese.
He's just going for a little stroll round by the mountains. Nothing to worry about.
Underneath the mountain tree, behind the Henry.
And make pololo.
I love this scene with the helicopter. Tense, another tense scene. Oh shit, he's got a grenade.
Oh, bye-bye.
That explosion blew Bond's hat off.
You took the words right out of my mouth. See ya.
You can tell that's done in front of a projection screen, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is naturally, unfortunately, this film will date, but pretty spectacular for the 1960s.
Even nowadays, that's a pretty good action scene.
The key. In my coat. In the pocket. Key. In the pocket.
Oh, yes, the very first. Is this the first boat chase of the series?
Yes. Yeah. I wonder where they filmed
Ooh.
this because it's a great location. I'm your captain, my Captain Connery.
Mindset. Just a new day, is it?
It's a no day, is it? Bit harsh.
You know, for a minute I thought he'd push him in the water and keep his hands tied. I'm like, that'd have been cold.
Hey, that was an unintentional pun.
Kick some ice.
Sean, let's kick some booty.
Master Sean Connery, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. This is a pretty dark scene. It's done really well. Where the guy comes in and like has the poison tip shoe and he kills your guy. You think he's gonna kill Kleb, but he kills this guy instead.
Oh yeah, the guy who's the agent from earlier, but he's failed, isn't he? So Blofeld will.
And that
terminate.
actor, of course, that kills him in the background area later went on to play Gogol in the Roger Moore Bond films. General Gogol.
Yeah.
It's such a tense scene. She's like sweating, like she thinks she's gonna die.
I've never seen Rosa Clifford. Yeah.
I love the look in his face. Like it's like what are you doing? Like I didn't do anything. And then yeah.
Oh, I didn't want him to die.
Yes,
I do not wish to have to tell the Russians that there will be a
there will be no delay. Number one, there's still time. No delay.
Wow, that establishing shot was really good.
Which way are we
It looked as if they shot it recently. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I never got to this part in the game, but I imagine this would be quite fun to play in the game, this boat chase.
Yeah. It's a fun game. It is hard though, you're right.
I don't know if the game is like how closely it follows the film.
It takes some liberties, like the jetpacks in it for some reason, even though it's only in Thunderball. And the DB5's in it, even though that doesn't appear until Goldfinger.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite surprising.
Yeah. I'm Captain Jack Connery.
Yeah. Where's the rum gone, penis?
Those who drank it's gone.
What the fuck?
This is a pretty cool action scene here.
I mean, I wouldn't say this is the best boat chase ever, but as for the first one, it's not bad. It's an entertaining spectacle. This film is so much better than I remember it to be.
Yeah.
I was a fool to rate this only an 8 out of 10. That was folly.
I thought you gave it a 7.
Yeah. Well, whatever I gave it, it was too low.
Oh well, we all make mistakes.
I think this is a film that might actually take a few viewings to appreciate.
Yeah. I think for modern audiences, they might find it a bit slow, but rewatching it, it's a lot better paced.
I think it's moved fairly well. Woo! Good explosions.
Imagine he just said, "You're fired."
Yeah. You're fucking fired, Connery. You're fired. You're such a useless father.
Oh shit! Oh. Oh. Look at the lovely Christmas lights.
I thought you hated Christmas, Daddy.
I love that hoe, but I hate the holiday.
The music here is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty intense scene to get burnt to death.
And Bond did all of that himself.
Kind of like the way it has an epilogue with Rosa Klebb appearing.
Yeah. And this would sort of be the first of a big tradition in the series.
Yeah. Yeah, because you didn't have any like epilogue scene in Doctor No.
Yeah. You got one in Goldfinger. Not sure about Thunderball. Definitely, I think, definitely in Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah. It's funny the way she comes in as like a cleaning lady.
Wow. Uh-oh. She knows who she is.
Here, leave that. No, should be routine from here on. Many times.
Here, leave that. Oh shit. Who's that Klebb? I love Connery's reaction. He's just like Klebb. If it was the Bond sketch, he'd say pleb.
Rosa Pleb. Oh, Rosa Pleb could be Craig's mother in the sketch. No, actually, no. Someone says the mother. Rosa Pleb could be another relative.
His grandmother.
Yeah. She turned to the dark side.
I can't believe we haven't fun with that before, Rosa Pleb.
Well, I think we should definitely include her in the next sketch.
Yeah.
This is a great fight scene. I like this. Ah!
Yeah.
Trying to kick him with the shoe.
Not.
She's pretty strong for a scrawny little thing.
Yeah.
I mean, her facial expression is a bit.
It's kind of interesting when she has the gun and she's sort of tossing between whether she's going to shoot Bond or Klebb.
For her to do that, that's pretty cool. Pretty good for her character. Normally, if it was Bond, he would just do it straight away.
Yeah.
But her facial expression was. Yeah. But her facial expression, it was like her mouth wide open. Yeah, like her mouth was really wide open. She died. It's just a bit over the top.
Yes, all government has to be accounted for. But as I said before, she won't always be working.
Oh, some obvious back projection behind us.
Yeah.
Behave yourself. We are being filmed.
Well, thankfully, like, I think that as the films go on, it does feel less dated. But I mean, this was the second Bond movie, so you can't really blame him.
That's right.
It's funny that he's got the sex tape.
I'll show you.
It looks like they go underwater.
That won't be for a couple of films. I kind of like that ending where he gives the salute to the tape in the water, like waves it goodbye.
Yeah, not quite the end. There's Humble Return and Goldfinger. I have to say, that was actually very good, that film.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great Bond film. What I like about it is that there isn't any campy elements to it. It's a straightforward spy thriller, Cold War spy thriller.
I've just noticed in the credits they've put Blofeld, but they put the question mark next to him. So they've not credited the actor that's actually playing him, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
And this song as well, the Matt Monro song, is nice. I like it.
Yeah.
It's technically the first Bond song, the first Bond ballad.
Yeah. It's all that they played at the end.
Woo! That was good. That was very good. That was going to inspire many
Your
future
thoughts?
My thoughts. Well, I really like it now. When I was younger, like you, I didn't quite appreciate it. I actually think the story, and it's basically the proper introduction. Talked about as now a team of villains. And obviously Dr. No was one of them, and he's now gone. So I guess in a way they're trying to get revenge on Bond for Dr. No by stealing the lectern. But it's actually quite, and it moves along well. The locales are great. There are some weird editing choices, and some very dated back projection, but nothing major. But the action scenes are great, and there's a lot of fantastic spectacle, particularly the train fight and the climax with the boat chase and everything. The gypsy camp scene is also very, very good. I think it's a great film, and I think Connery's performance is wonderful as Bond. He's just terrific. He's never going to be, well, not until his later films does he actually, give up with the role. But I think for his second film, for me, it's his second best. I think his third film will go on to be even greater. I like the villains here, and I just think I like also the introduction of Desmond Llewellyn as well as Q, and that moment between M and the others when they're looking at the tape, and then he stops the tape. He's like, right, that's quite enough for the name. Funny Penny, yeah, that's good. Lois Maxwell's good as well. The title sequence is not very good though. The idea of the neon lights on the belly buttons, it just doesn't really work. You just can't read the titles. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but again, it's just, I would rank it down there as one of the weaker ones. Just really not very good. The opening is really good as well. That's really good. So, I mean, overall, I really like this film now. And you know what? I don't know about what I would rate it. I think I would. You know what? Screw it. I think I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's fantastic. Great Bond film. And I'm glad it inspired many future Bond films that would come out. What about you, Jack?
Piece of shit. 0 out of 10. The end. Well,
just die another day.
Oh, Brian, bitch. Oh, no,
Bit of a
no, I pretty much agree with you. when I was younger, I found this film a bit of a bore, a bit of a drag. Even though I liked it, it wasn't one I rushed back to. But rewatching it since then and since my review, it's really gone up and up in my opinion, and I definitely see why a lot of people say this is the best Bond film. I mean, this is a great Cold War spy thriller. Before the sort of camp elements took hold of the franchise, and I think Connery's great in it. The actress who plays Rosa Klebb is great. You got great villains like Meg Grant, and it's nice to see the introduction of Blofeld and Spectre, and the locations are great. Some of the action scenes are good, like the fight at the gypsy camp, and the helicopter scenes in the fight with Red Grant on the train, and Robert Shaw's great as Red Grant, and Connery's great, and Tatiana's a good Bond girl. Not one of my favorites, but she's pretty good to look at, and she does a good job. So, I agree with you. I probably have to give it a 10 out of 10. So, yes.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention John Barry's score for the film is very good as well. And I also do like the Matt Monro song plays at the very end. That is good. Initially, I wouldn't have rushed back to it, but now comparing it to some of the other films, I guess I probably would. I might try and watch this film a bit more. I think it's highly entertaining, and I think it is an improvement on Dr. No, actually. I think it is better than Dr. No. Because Dr. No, for all its good things, did have some slow moments. But I do think the third Connery Bond film is by far his greatest achievement and is a masterpiece. So, but this one is still very good. So it's a close second to me in terms of ranking the Connery Bond films. But yes,
I put it second to Goldfinger as well.
Yeah, and then I put Dr. No behind this, and then probably You Only Live Twice, then Thunderball. Then Diamonds Are Forever, and then probably Thunderball. Yeah, but yeah, I think Diamonds Are Forever is I think one of the only ones we haven't done yet. So maybe we could do that next time if you want.
Yeah, I personally have a soft spot for Diamonds Are Forever since it was the first Bond film I remember seeing, and I'd take it over You Only Live Twice and Thunderball, but yeah, so
yeah,
we'll do that next. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching and listening to us ramble on. And also, Happy New Year. And I hope that 2020 brings you a lot of joy, especially as a Bond fan. I'm sure it will because of No Time to Die, the new film. So I think that's going to be something to witness, definitely. So, yes, that's it from me. Jack, is there anything you want to say before we finish?
No, just enjoyed the commentary and see you all next time.
Yeah. Excellent. Also, on a final note from me, I will probably be re-reviewing the Bond movies at some point before, well, hopefully, I'll probably have to start it soon before No Time to Die. Because I think doing the commentaries have kind of reaffirmed some new opinions, and I think it would be wise for me to do that. I mean, I might still keep my old reviews, but yeah.
I might re-review them as well, actually. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I will do that. Also, for the sake of camera quality, I'm going to use my proper video camera and not my phone anymore. Can't keep doing that.
Although, if I'm reviewing them, I don't know if I'll bother with sketches because I'm just doing sketches for all 25 films. But yeah.
Yeah. Or if I do, I might do shorter ones. not do them so long. Depends what there is. But yeah, no. I mean, I was going to re-review Skyfall anyway because my Skyfall review was like nearly 50 minutes long, so it's a bit too long really for a review. But yeah, no. Anyway,
50 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 48 minutes long.
Fuck. Well.
Yeah, I did ramble on a bit. So yeah, no, I will re-review the Bond movies in 2020 in the run-up to No Time to Die. I'll probably do an initial review like how I've done the old ones, but I might do like a proper review of No Time to Die later on in the year when I've seen it. But I will do a review of it. So, yeah. So all of the Bond movies will be reviewed in better format by me. But anyway, that's that for now, folks. So thank you all for listening and watching. And as always, I'm Ollie. This is Jack. See you next time. Ending broadcast.